And we're live.
So we cannot watch this on the show. We can't show this, but this is fucking horrific. What I just linked you here. This is literally some neighbors disputing over snow getting like thrown in the other's yard, and it ends in murder.
I knew this was coming up, by the way. I knew this was going to come up first because of the day and what it is, that I literally had the article here just in case.
I'm kind of glad we have a Canadian who I assume to be a snow expert on the show. Now, when it's places that get a lot of snow, this is like an actual issue, right? Like if I put my snow in your snow storage area, that's bad. See, in North Carolina, it doesn't matter. The snow will be gone in 3 days. Like
that's so fun. You know, North Carolina, I drove through North Carolina years ago to Florida, maybe 15 years ago, and there was a snowfall. A big snowfall to the point that there was about half an inch or an inch on the road.
How many years ago?
Maybe 15 years ago, within 15, something like that. And man, we were driving down the highway because it's the winter. So we're going from Montreal to Florida, you know, the Jewish migration. And we're going through North Carolina. And bro, all these cars on the side of the highway, some facing the wrong way. Because like if it's just one, we had the winter tires, but there's also just like a slight, it's not a skill. I don't want to call it a skill. It's just a lesson you learn on how to brake on snow once it gets slippery. And like everyone learned that lesson that day, and they just pulled over and everyone was like, shit, you can't stop the car. You can't stop. And we're like just cruising through in like our shitty, like with the Canadian winter tires on.
Snow.
Oh my God, Brad! It was like no fire, but it was close to that. What is this? What's happening here?
It's just oh my gosh, Raleigh woman's snow photo goes viral. Like
they failed at snow.
We're not good at snow around here.
How can you be this bad in it? Look at that! That guy's 30 yards.
I'll answer your question. Half of those women, half those drivers are women. Look, I'm from fucking Georgia. I have like no snow experience. We went to fucking Colorado. It was that time, I think that we met up with you later, Taylor, or something like that. Like I think you flew in and I picked you up or something like that. In any case, I drove from Denver. No, this is the Telluride trip. I drove from Denver to Telluride in a fucking blizzard. There were snow plows in front of me for part of the way. I was in a 4x4 Explorer, locked in 10 and 2, stoned as fuck, just fucking beaming down that road. And I could every time I'd feel it start like wiggling around, I was just like, all right, you don't overcorrect. You just bring it back over to the center, back over to the center. And I knew when I braked, it's fucking like I'm touching a marshmallow down there that I don't want to crush. Because if I fucking stomp these brakes, we're gonna start fucking spinning off the goddamn highway.
And if you hit ice and you have the automatic braking system, whatever, it starts going like, and like that's scary as a kid. I'm stoned, bro.
It is a skill.
It's the first mistake you make.
Some people can do it, and some people can't.
But as you were saying about the snowing, the shoveling, or just snow in general, one thing that's like ugly, like that's always been ugly, is sometimes you'll have like a common stairway, like you're like townhouses, you know, like side by side, and there's like one walkway down, and some people will go and shovel their side on the steps. But it's like you're already on the step, just fucking do it. I'll hit you back on the next one. Also, like going shoveling, like in some places in Canada, it's your responsibility to go to the edge of the walkway, the sidewalk. Other times it's not, but like it is ugly when some people shovel their sidewalks, but the rest of the sidewalk isn't. And then you have these gods, these unspoken, like glorious people that go down and like go 5 houses that way and this way. So when you're shoveling your driveway, like your sidewalk's already been done. And like that's kind of like what's important.
Though.
There's a guy like that in my
sometimes you have a snowblower. Yeah, you're the guy. You're the fucking god.
Dude, I don't have a snowblower, but I'm in North Carolina and I have a golf cart with an attachment that makes it easy to take trash cans away. And I've never done it, but I almost want to. Like, I want to get everyone's trash cans. Would I be a hero or a trespasser? I'm not sure.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I've noticed one thing having many neighbors over time, and like this, I feel like it could apply. Like, you know, I don't know what it's like where you live, but it could apply more so. Some men don't like take that as an act of aggression. Like, you don't think I can handle my fucking garbage? You think I need a fucking golf cart?
You trying to make me look bad in front of my wife?
You
Yeah.
trying to fuck my
Like,
wife in
For
front of
all
my
you know,
kids?
taking the garbage to the end of the driveway is a major stressor in their relationship. And another man coming in, and now she's using that as leverage. She's
Right?
saying, "Oh, look at this, honey. The neighbor across the street, the one with
neighbor
the bigger
across
house
the
than
street,
you've got,
the one
he
with the
just
cute
came
tooth?
over here and
The
took
one that
the
has that
garbage
cute
for the
tooth?
fuck of it." The really fit neighbor that's out there doing chin-ups all the time.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
with
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got-
that's why I haven't done it. I'm afraid that they would take it as like
I'll
some
say,
like, oh, you think I'm too slow to take my trash cans back? But it's like,
I-
no, driving the golf cart's fun. That's really all there is. I thought you'd like it. Like that's what. But that's
showing
why I
off your golf cart, huh? You want to show your golf cart off?
Dude, it's fun.
I had a flip. I was on the receiving end of it actually once. In Toronto, the garbages were like raccoons are like fucking crazy in Toronto. They are raccoons like they live in the city and they travel in like 20s and they're like big. Like they're big. I swear. Like I had like one time, like I opened up my back door, like the blinds, and I open it, and there's like so many of them, and I'm like, blah, like on the glass, and they're like, shut the fuck up, there's garbage here. And like understand that these raccoons got fed epic meals. So like by like the 6 months of living there, they're like, what's up, bro?
They're filled with
Where's the
protein
garbage
and
at?
whiskey.
Don't make me fucking come in. And like they did shit like they like so what they did in the back was they moved
Problems.
they moved a deck chair closer to this area where they can climb on top of it and now like lift the garbage up. Like they used things in the backyard to get shit done. Like they were using tools and stuff. They're very smart. And they were like eating these epic meals. They were like going off and like they would cause a lot of noise. Now I was only there for a couple days, but one of the first days, the neighbor who like, he's not like, you just know when someone looks at you and they're like, fuck you, and like, so he was just one of those guys who was like, fuck you. And I knew I got that vibe from him anyway. So every time I saw him, I was like, hey, beautiful day, isn't it? He told me, he was like, these raccoons are crazy. So be prepared because that's going to mess it up for everyone. So I was like, yeah, for sure. So I called my uncle. I was trying to like get it sorted out. He was like, I'm going to bring some bricks over. We could put them on top of your garbage and they won't be able to lift the bricks off. You'll just move the brick when you want to put garbage in or whatever. I'm like, okay. It must have been one day too slow. And this guy like came over with like his drill and stuff, knocks on the door. And I'm like, hey, he's like, yeah, can I speak to you for a second? I'm like, yeah, for sure. I just come over to the garbage. So I go and he goes, because you couldn't figure out how to handle it. I drilled a hole into the garbage and there's this hook here and this black rubber thing, it'll go up. And so now when you got to unhook it, they're not going to use this mechanism to be able to access it. I did it with my drill. I did it with some metal I had in my garage because I'm a fucking man and I get shit drilled with my own fucking materials that I got myself because you couldn't get it done playing your games or some shit. And I was like, bro, do you smoke weed? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, here's some weed. That was the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. Thank you. That was actually awesome.
was
I think its
brilliant,
mechanism
Harley.
is great. I'm like, you should do this for like as a service or something, like raccoon proof. And he's like, yeah, I should. You couldn't do it. And I was like, no, I probably couldn't. He's like, okay. And he's like on his way. And he was like 25 years older than me. And I was like, I just got like if I were any more like my dad or my dad's dad, I could see where he was coming at. Well, because when I left, I thought about it and I was like, he did something so nice. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh no, he fucking took my manhood and fucking, if I did have a wife, like he was fucking her that night.
Yeah.
Like that's where it was at. Like, cause he was the man of my house now, but I didn't register it that way. I was like, this shit. But he did walk all over my manliness or
That's the
ability
night
to
you
be a
dump
man.
all your garbage in his yard.
Spell out it didn't work.
Sorry, I couldn't figure out your mechanism.
Can we watch like the first 60 seconds of this video, like just us?
This
maybe
video is
with the
wild.
ear?
This video is wild.
This video is fucked. Like I
Yeah.
watched it like to
It's
see what
one
was
of-
up like a few minutes
Like
ago,
I'm
and,
sick. I'm sick after it.
Who wants to
Warning,
narrate it?
warning.
The
I am
one
sick
I
after
linked-
watching it.
I
Yeah.
The one I linked has like unedited video
But someone
And
will describe what's happening to the
can't
audience.
show it, but it's called Noah Get the Boat on Reddit. That's the name of the Reddit, and then it's
Great subreddit, by the way. That's people fucking up or doing crazy shit where it's like God just fucking drown the whole world because we're already fucked.
the title's called Man Kills His Neighbor Over Snow Dispute.
Okay, I'm going to assign it. Taylor, describe to people what's happening when we put play.
Okay, 1 second. The video just pooped out. I got to refresh.
This is fucked.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
I am ready.
Ready, set, play.
Just a couple of gents hanging out.
Fuck you, you fucking I'll make your life a living hell living here, dickhead. What? You heard me.
So these are two neighbors across the street from each other.
Still off screen right now.
He's got a gun behind him. He's got a gun behind him. He's a fucking dog. You're a pussy. Fuck you. Pussy.
He's flipping them off with double barrels.
Yeah. He's walking into the road. Now the guy from the far house is coming down the driveway. Holy shit, he just just executed this woman in the middle of
He was 6 inches from her. I should not have had the audio on. I think
This is the craziest part.
what's coming up is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
thought so.
there's a woman laying in the middle of the road. She was just been shot multiple times. The man who was getting shot retreated. You can't see him on screen. He's
Are
back.
those his feet
dude
by
who
the
was
side of
doing
the
the
mirror?
shooting
I think they are.
The guy who was doing the shooting just ran back into his garage. Now he's not visible. I assume he's going to come
I think
out.
he went for more ammo.
So the guy he walked down the driveway, and then, like, when he shot the guy at 10, 12 feet, it was like, oh my God, he's really aiming at him. When he point blank ranged that woman from like a foot, that was crazy.
Holy shit.
Wait,
Yeah,
it gets crazier. I thought.
How can it get even crazier? Is he going to pull out and drive over her?
Oh, he's coming back.
Coming back. He's got a bigger gun.
He's got a bigger gun.
He's got a long gun.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he's got an AR-15.
Did he just shoot her? I have the volume off.
Yes.
Shot her twice.
He said you should have kept your fucking mouth shut.
Just killed
And
that guy
now?
too.
And now, like a bitch, he goes inside and he kills himself.
He kills himself?
Yeah, he goes and he kills himself.
Damn. Do not argue with neighbors you don't know, people.
Literally, like, honestly, fuck, like, this is one of the most, like, I know there's so many things, but this was just, it's like this shit melts in a couple months. It's melting.
What were they
It's not even
arguing
staying
about?
here. Snow, apparently.
Yeah, they were arguing about like, oh, you piece of shit. I guess you're not even taking care of your driveway, or we're trying to take. Dude, that is one of the most. That's one of the craziest videos. I've seen on the
Absurd is a good. Yeah, really. Like,
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
That is insane.
It
I
did.
Wait.
couldn't believe when I didn't know he was coming back.
I'm glad
He
the
came
audio.
back with an AR-15. Like he started with a handgun and like shot them both many times.
This
And then he
thing
came back with a rifle and he executed them both.
This thing I
What?
do during horrific videos is I look at what the stakes are, right? Like first he shot the guy, then he shot the woman. They're both hurt, but I don't know that they're mortally wounded. It's like, okay. This is a problem. But like 85% of handgun injuries are non-fatal. You know, it's not a ton worse than getting ice pick stabbed, which you can survive from, right? If it's in the right spot or whatever. And then it's like, he shoots again. And he shot that woman from point blank range in the head chest area. And I'm like, if that's not immediately fatal, it's soon fatal. You know, he was like, that can't be undone. And then he walks up to the guy and just off camera shoots him at point blank range. You know, he got a head or chest shot. And then he goes back and gets the assault rifle. And like, it keeps escalating from like 85% chance of survival. 65% chance.
0.
10%.
I think I went to 0 pretty fucking quick. Like
you went to 0 quicker in your
I
estimation?
think so. Like
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how many of those shots actually hit because how many times did he shoot that handgun? Like 8?
All
It
of the
seemed like the
times.
first 4 missed to me. Kyle
Maybe-
thinks they all
yeah.
hit.
It was hard to tell what was happening. They each got shot 3 or 4 or 5 times. It's hard to say. I think there might. It was kind of weird when he opened up because like no one reacted.
Yeah.
It was almost like there was some lag. I don't know what was happening there, but yeah, that was fucked up. I've never seen anything quite like that either.
It's like there were like 4 shots off where it was confusing because they were still statically just standing there in the middle of the road, and then the guy as he's like turning is like like shot in the back.
Yeah.
You know, I always like when I see stuff like this, like there's like a timestamp at the bottom, you know. So like it starts at 9:30 and 56 seconds. Like I always think like obviously these people had no idea that they were in their last like 2 minutes and 40 seconds of life.
Yeah.
Do you think about stuff like in those terms?
Yeah, I
where-
do. The day, what
Yeah.
the day was when they woke up and put those clothes on, like
What
they
did
had
they
no
have-
idea.
What was
Yeah.
their plan that evening? Were they going to watch a Maple Leafs game? Were they going to go over to? Were they going to have their son over for dinner? Who was
This-
at college? I always think about shit like that.
This video, I I always see people joke about it, but when I saw that video, I was like, that's enough internet for the day. And that was a video that did that to me. That doesn't. I go looking for types of videos, but
Mhm.
this one really did fuck with me.